Hello everyone, good afternoon to all of you and welcome to Body Mind Soul Live Talk number 88. In Chinese it's called Fat Fat. So definitely today we're going to have lots of fun. We are going to talk about invest in our planet, be the change maker, and in conjunction with the International Earth Day, which falls on the 22nd of April, we kind of line up the live talk today to scale towards this about investing in our planet, which is the theme of International Earth Day. So before I continue, I do know that there are lots of audience who are looking forward to meet with me to welcome our guests later. And but before that, I wish to share with all of you that Body Mind Soul has released our latest what do you call that? The latest magazine. The latest magazine, yeah, it's The Mystical Light, volume 32. And if you have not grabbed it, it's time to grab it. Yes, and also, let me know how you feel. And if you are looking forward to today's live talk and the discussion that we're going to have with our guest, which by accident, we kind of let you see her face just now, but it's all okay. Yeah, all is well. It was meant to be a surprise. You will see that the background of the live talk today is different, and I'm looking forward to it. This is the very first time after such a long year, 2 years in a row, that me doing it at a secluded, isolated area, and now I'm having someone right next to me waiting to go on live. I have hi, I'm good. How are you, Christina? I'm feeling great, excited at the same time, a little nervous because it's my first time handling 2-3 devices at the same time. So yeah, show me some love. I don't mind you to send in some love to me. You know how you do that. It has been a long while. I did not receive heart shape on the screen, so that I can also ping back to all of you here. Yeah, so if this is something that you can do, and you can just send me your love and some words of encouragement as well. Yeah, but other than that, we are going to talk about invest in our planet and what should we do, how can we do, and what is the point of view from our guest herself. I have lots of pyong back, a lot of heart share. It's been a long while. I do have that. So remember once again, so if you have not downloaded our latest volume 32, you can join our community member, and the membership is free. You will be able to enjoy not just the volume 32, but also the entire e-magazine collection from volume 1 up to volume 32. Yeah, and of course, all the upcoming volumes that we will be publishing in the year. We are a quarterly magazine, and our aims has always been and will always be to impact lives positively. It's not just any lives, but all lives on earth. We wish to impact them positively in our own little effort. If you are looking for audios, we have audios articles over there. If you are if you are someone who loves to read, we have lots of articles or stories that is worth your attention and your time to discover it yourself. So let me know who is coming in on YouTube, who is coming in on Facebook. We are live simultaneously on YouTube and Facebook. Cindy, hi, can't wait. Okay, so this was sent in right before we go live. And how is everyone doing? Okay, so do me one favor. You can SNL. All right, what is SNL? Share and like. So you share this live talk out first, and then you continue to like this live talk at the same time, right? So you can do something like that to support not just Body, Mind, Soul and our guests, but also the message that we wish to carry out. So I have more to share. Before we go there, let me just welcome our guests together with me. Let's welcome Abyan Junus-Nishizawa, intimacy specialist, certified meditation instructor, joining me today to talk about invest in our planet and be the change maker. Let's hit to the second camera. Here we go. Hi, Abby.
Hi, Christina.
Finally, we can see each other face to face.
Yeah.
So how are you? Are you as nervous as me?
Yes, I'm very happy to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So let's share a little bit with the audience, what do you do, and maybe your journey. How did you start on to being more into investing in our planet?
Well, okay. Well, when I was little, I loved nature, but growing up in cities like KL, we don't get much access to the parks.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I don't think I've seen cow or chickens until like quite later of the year.
Yeah, so I was very lucky because my sisters studied abroad in Australia, and they would take me when I visited them there with my parents. They'd take me out to the parks and the zoo there, and that sort of started the love of animals and nature for me. And after going into a career of advertising and art direction, I sort of kind of started looking deeper to find a purposeful meaning to my life. What can I do with my time, Christina? So what I did was in 2015, I moved to Indonesia. I got married in 2012.
Okay.
And I moved to Jakarta, and there I found a center called the Golden Space. And from there, I began my spiritual journey to attend retreats with Master Umesh H. Nandwani at Awaken the Divine You. And there I found my inspiration to really
do something.
Yeah, find out who I am, what is that purpose through meditation. And at the same time, it sparked my interest of writing children's books, which I loved since I was a kid. I love reading books.
All right.
And that's one of my dreams. Yeah.
And you get inspired to write your first children book.
Yes.
That same year.
Yes. And that was about an endangered animal. Because
all right.
I felt that there was just not enough topics out there that was teaching kids on how to take care of conservation.
How the entire idea comes about?
For which one? The book?
The first book.
Oh, okay.
How this entire process happened?
Well, so when I moved to Jakarta, I met up with my friend Farah, and she became my partner to create this book series called Anak Rimba Books. And we were just discussing about the panda and how the panda was an animal that was very much highly promoted in terms of being endangered. But how come no one talked about the tapir? So she told me a little bit of a story that someone hijacked a little exhibition and swapped a panda with a tapir, and that got into the news actually.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh, wow! So I didn't know about it. This happened in?
That was in Publica, but I think it was quite a while back. Yeah. So it was in a mall in an exhibition.
Oh yeah, I remember there was one time there was this panda
exhibition
in Publica.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. So from there, it's like we discovered that hey, we don't know a lot about ourselves and what's happening in our community, and especially what's happening with the animals that are in our own backyard. So after that, I really, me and Farah, we just really started going all out to promote this conservation message, and we love kids.
And how many books you have written so far?
We've written 5 with one more. It's in Bahasa Malaysia, so 6 in total.
Okay, so what is, can I have the slides pull out on the screen for me, please? Let me just pull it out. Let me just do that. Hold on. Today is rather a little challenge for all of us. Where is the screen? Okay, so you have your big why, which you have kind of shared with us. I think it's also good that, we go in, a little bit. A lot of people talk about planet Earth or Mother Nature. They will relate to the word Gaia. So what does it truly means with Gaia, that word? And also to all the audience, if you have any question that along the way you wish to ask Abby or even me per se, you can do that. You can do that and let us know a little bit more, whatever questions that you have or along the journey, because we are going to also talk about small little steps, how our action and our emotion can invest back into our planet. Before that, we go on further to talk about Gaia, Abby.
Sure.
How this book can be part of, the theme of the International Earth Day, investing in our planet, right? Invest in our planet. So in your own view, how all these books that published by Anak Rimba can help to invest in our planet?
Okay, well, it begins with what is Gaia actually, right? So some people may not know who is Gaia. And Gaia is a Greek persona in Greek mythology. And but how it really began is every character, every mythology is a personality told in a story so that we can associate more. And one of another persona of Gaia is Mother Nature. So Mother Nature was back in the, I think we have a slide for that. Mother Nature back in the mid-century, in the old days where storytelling was about fairy tales, and it was also to teach children to be more aware of the dangers out there. So that's why there'll be like fairy tales about wolves or in the dark, or don't walk in the forest, or Hansel Gretel, you know, the witch will get you. So all these are all teachings, and including Mother Nature was a persona or a character, came up in 1266, right? Also known as Natura. So she is a character that helped humans acknowledge that Earth has a soul, or Earth has it's like a being as well for us to respect. Because if not,
like
we
a
would
person,
just,
like a mother.
Yeah, so that we can relate, because Earth is giving, birthing, always continuing producing us food, air, and everything that we are getting sustenance from.
So is it only one culture that talk about Mother Earth or Gaia, or there are a lot of different culture that speaks the same language as well?
No, there is many cultures. So I did some research online, and we found many different cultures have an association of our Earth planet as a being, as a persona, whether it can be from the South America Pachamama, or even the Manipuri tribes, or the Greek, the Romans. They all have, as you can see on the screen there, different embodiments, different personalities of what Gaia is.
Different characteristics as well. And you know, when you share with us these slides, right, especially the Chinese, I myself being a Chinese, I'm like asking you, Abby, what is whole to?
Yeah.
Then you inspire me to, you know, kind of like go Google it myself. And that's where I realized, because as a Chinese who grew up in Malaysia, we are very much associating the Mother Earth with New War. The word is New War. And then when you show us Ho Tu, then I went on to research it myself. I realized it's Ho Tu Niang Niang. So Ho Tu Niang Niang is the same name that was given as New War. It's just different area of Chinese. They label her differently. So for me, I am more, I would say, connected with the word New War rather than Ho Tu. But we can see like even Mongolian and Turkish,
Native American.
Yeah, Native American on the slides over here. So
even Indonesian, if there's another slide where it's Bumi Dewi. And
let's go to another slide, shall we?
So it's very interesting that every culture has this personification, so that we humans can relate and pass down the message in these stories to our children on how to either take care of the planet or respecting the beings that are around us. Because if we don't have a personal association to the emotion or a character, sometimes it's very hard for you to relate.
Yeah, it's like you have to have that imagination or the visionary. If you are a person who are not creative enough, like there's no one to relate it to. And I love that, you know, you actually research it so much to tell us that every culture do have a word or a name for her. And in general, you know, we relate it as Gaia, or the most famous name is Mother Earth or Mother Nature, which is Natura at first place. And I like, you know, every one of the different culture over here, you can see they portray her differently, right? On the screen, all the images that you research. Yeah, so if any of the audience, you know, you have any questions that you wish to ask us, you know, or any comment that you wish to add on to this, do let us know by typing in on the chat box over here, and we will be able to answer it or to attend to it shortly. Let me just pull out some comment and I'll put it back to our own screen. Today is really the first time I'm handling so many devices. Yeah, so pardon me if I accidentally pull out the wrong screen. Hello, Christina and Abby. Hi, Master Umesh. A lovely and beautiful subject to share. Hi, Master. Thank you for joining us. Mother Earth, our mother and sister, beautiful planet, home for all of us. And that is right. I think Master put it so beautifully, like, you know, it is a home for all of us. And who else to take care of this home if it's not us, right? The most intellectual being on earth in a way that can talk, that can share, and that have emotion and be able to share about our emotions as well. So I think we have kind of gone through a little bit introduction to the audience, what Abby does, and also what inspired her to really go into this. And then we also talk a little bit the word Gaia and Mother Earth and Mother Nature. Let us just go a little bit further. The one of the things that I want to make this live talk slightly different is we are not here to just tell everyone, what physical action you should take. I guess because of the global warming, a lot of us know what we should do. But I would rather focus it a little bit about emotions.
Okay. Something
that you yourself is also talk about because of the classes that you facilitate and also teach. Does our emotions impact our earth? When we talk about invest in our planet, does our emotion invest in our planet as well?
Well, how we take actions in our daily life is usually motivated by two things, our mind and our heart. And so when we look at earth as a commodity or a thing, we actually consume resources from our planet, and we use it practically in life. But when we connect with earth through our emotions and our heart, we find that there is a gratefulness there and a sense of wanting to serve and give back to what the planet has given us. So how our emotions can affect is there is a ripple effect. It begins with our personal lifestyle, affecting our communities and affecting all the beings around us. When we are living in a state of chaos internally within ourselves, we then ripple out that effect to maybe our family members first, right? And during that chaos or the emotions that you're struggling with, anger or frustration, the last thing you think about would be to plant a tree. I always brought this up, is that if you're in let's say a broken relationship or you're struggling with your partner, last thing you would think of is to save the planet, because you want to really work on yourselves first.
That's true. Right? That's true. It's like the rest of the things doesn't matter anymore. Like I come first.
Yes, that's right. But if everyone thought that way, then all of the community will be thinking very much about themselves, and it's in a survival mode. Then we would not be thinking for our community. And after that, we won't be thinking for our planet. See? So how we deal with our emotions is very, very important. It's like the foundation for you to become a civic-minded and contributing member of the society that can actually help this earth.
It's interesting point of view, but I like to rewind it a little bit. When you say connect with our planet Earth, we feel gratitude. How do you connect with our planet Earth?
I'll give you an example how the biggest shift that we've gone through would be COVID. As the world, right? That we've experienced it. So COVID brought a lot of fear, brought a lot of frustration, and a lot of people were stuck in their homes. And from this beginning of this fear, it started affected our choices. Whether we would go out, meet people, it affected, I think there was one time there was a supermarket rush to,
to buy
everything,
stock up everything in our home.
So our fear guides our choices, and our choices leads to consumption, and consumption also leads to how
sustainability.
Yes, that at the end of the day, how we choose, if it's based on fear, we will never end up being in a space where we want to help improve the planet.
Oh, that's true. Because if we have not breached that survival mode, if our basic needs is not taken care of, including our own emotions not taken care of, I don't think even me would think of, I should do something for the earth, right? So that is why it is important to take care of our emotions and look into it, right?
Yeah. Stabilize yourself first. But at the same time, it doesn't have to be a journey that takes years to stabilize yourself, because you can do it concurrently with helping the planet. Did you know that gardening is one of the most therapeutic ways to also heal your soul? Walking in the nature, going to the parks, having nature appreciation, all this can also heal yourself. An example would be, let's say, a busy mother, and she wouldn't have any time. However, she could tell her child stories at bedtime
Mhm.
about nature or animals, and instill a love for the planet to her children. Or
Mm.
even a family, they're so busy with each other, but perhaps take an excuse and go out to the park or try to find some activity that will spark up that love for our earth.
And I must share, on my personal experience as well, that I have never been a park person prior to COVID.
Okay.
Never in my life that I would want to spend a day or two in the nature. But somehow something has changed after the COVID, and I become more and more connected with the nature. Every time if I feel stressed, I would just want to go out to kind of like get a fresh air, breathe in, and that will help to calm me down. And you are right. If I am, based on what you have shared, I reflect a little bit of my own example or my own situation. Like there are times if we are staying with our family, you have your own emotions, right? You might want to burst. And that burst might create a ripple effect as well to the people around us. And by me choosing to just connect with the nature or just go out to a walk, and that calms me down, and that actually helps. I no longer burst it out with my family. So in the end, I guess positive and negative emotion, it does have, both are true, both can impact the world. One has a positive impact, that's for sure. One has a rather more negative impact back to our world. Let's say, over here. Let me see if I have any comments that I wish to pull it out. We have Cindy saying hi to us. Hi, Cindy. And we have Susie, happy Saturday. Christina and Abby, hello, hello. And also for Susie, if you have any other, information that you wish to share with us, do type it out. I call out your name right now, Susie. Being the Mother Earth of the Mother Earth that among us, she is the first one that inspired me. Christina, do you know that, by not drinking your cold drink with straw, a plastic straw, you can really save a lot of other animals. I'm like, back then, being someone who don't care, I'm like, but convenient is more important than saving planet, So and then rather slowly when I embark on, like you embark on our own spiritual journey, start to dive inward, understand, like the I always quote the movie, the anime Inside Out, understand our own emotion. That's where we sort of have more space to think of other things, and that's when I start to carry our recycle straw.
Oh, that's great.
Yes. Let me see what else we have. Okay. So, all right. So, so we have talked about, how we can do small little steps by looking into our emotions. We also talk about, let me see, our emotion does impact the health of the earth because of our emotions creates our choices.
It defines our choices.
Defines our choices, and our choices create
causes and effect.
Yeah, and also actions as well, right? So let's see what else I have over here. Okay, I have some comment from Umesh, Master Umesh. Have positive and lovely thoughts with purpose to help maintain and grow more of nature again on earth. Much has been destroyed, which affects us all and our loved ones. And that's true. And I also want to, share with Abby that Body Mind Soul is also supporting a movement that Sadhguru is currently doing. It's called Safe Soil. That is also part of what we support as well. And Sadhguru is also going on, this movement of bringing more awareness as well, together with, of course, Golden Space has our own initiative to bring more awareness. And I'm going to share with everyone later what is our Golden Space initiative that we have started off later. At the same time, let us just go into something more fun.
Okay.
If we talk about emotions can impact our earth, the health of the earth, let's see that, I think something to do with Anat Rimba beliefs as well. So do you want to share about the
happy activism?
Yes. What is happy activism?
Right. So when we wrote the books, we realized that the thing that can inspire people is positive, happy stories. Not everyone wants to have, especially when we had to tackle topics like endangered animals. I remembered, stories like Land Before Time. Do you remember? Or Bambi?
Oh, okay.
When you see the death of the animal, it was very traumatizing for me as a child. So I would not really want to watch it again actually. But I mean, I love Disney movies, and it's just so brilliant. But it's just that what I realized when we wrote the books is that to inspire change and positivity, especially with conservation, when things are so dark in our planet, in the sense of like climate issues,
like there is no hope.
Yeah, ice caps melting, polar bears drowning, and or when you hear all these very, very depressing stories out there, you feel so overwhelmed and not able to help. So we began with hope, because if hope dies, then the human spirit to act also dies.
Then, like, there is no purpose anymore.
Yeah. And there is a very interesting term in activism where it's called eco-rage. When we have that rage and to get justice for our planet, it really spurs a big energy for us to take action. Sometimes humans, we have to go through a point in our life where we're that angry until we take that action. We would march in the streets, right, to push our message across. However, eco-rage is a really great starting point, but it is not sustainable in the long run, because it does tire a lot of us who are in the activism and sustainable movement out.
It's like you are. Can I explain it in a different way? That we started off with feeling maybe unjust, or the world needs someone to make a change, right? And with all that anger, it kind of become a fuel or what, petrol, whatever that you want to, like a motivation to motivate us to do something, to take some action. But for a long run, it will tire us. It will burn us out because of this eco-rage.
Yes, because it's not a sustainable energy. It requires a lot of determination. And when you are faced with odds again and again, it starts wearing you down. But if you come with positive, happy activism, meaning you are still, first you accept the situation.
Okay.
First, acceptance is very important.
All right.
But also not to give up hope, and acknowledging that things can still begin with small steps and small actions from you. It's like a little spark. If you protect that little flame very well, and that flame is hope and joy and love for the planet, it can really grow into a big bonfire that can spur action equally as strong as eco-rage.
Well, I must say that being someone who don't care much in the past, I would actually walk away from activist. To be very honest with you, because somehow or rather there was this part that made me feel very discomfort,
or intimidated.
And I feel like if I am not using, let's say I take back that example of a plastic straw back then, right? If I'm not using any recycled straw, then I'll be blamed for being that person that creating more unwanted rubbish for the earth, and not making it healthy as well. And if let's say we are talking about be the change maker, right? Invest in our planet, be the change maker with Anarimba vision in a way. How can our children be the change maker as well?
Yeah, definitely. So I'll go back to your point about 2 points of view, right? How you felt that if you didn't practice sustainability, you would maybe be judged. So one of the first things is, when people have strong opinions, it creates strong polarized divide.
Yes.
It will separate us more, right? And children don't have such judgments when they're young. They're really about caring, compassion, and that's where we felt.
And they play with everyone.
Yeah. Or they're a bit more welcoming. Of course, there's sometimes like playground scruffles and things like that. But importantly, children really come with joy and openness. And this spirit is something that we as adults have forgotten. That if we collaborated and we sort of tried to understand each other's point of view and levels, right? That maybe that one kid can't run as fast as me, or that one kid is not as sustainable as my way of life, but doesn't mean that she doesn't have or he doesn't have that potential. So when we go back to change makers, the word change maker is actually someone that feels very inspired to make a change through actions. right?
Mhm.
So going back to sustainable choices in your life, maybe some things are not practical, or some things feel very far, and you feel like you can't be the hero of the planet to change this situation that we're in. But if there is a message that you feel close to your heart, anyone can be a change maker, whether you're a child that fell in love with a beautiful leaf and want to start collecting it and want to start protecting this big tree that the leaves fell off from, or you are an adult that felt moved on a beach holiday one day and you saw some rubbish on the beach and then you felt moved to pick it. That's already being a change maker.
Speaking of that, I also have another personal story that I want to share, if you don't mind. So, like in the past, when we walk in the park and we see rubbish on the streets or along the pathway, I wouldn't bother to pick it up. So, particularly this morning, one morning, I was having a little walk with my bestie, and then I saw there were a lot of rubbish around the pathway. But this time, me and my friend just quietly, we just start picking it up, because there's a dustbin just quite near where all the rubbish are. So we just pick it up, to just throw it back into that dustbin. And surprisingly, those people who behind us and they walk past us, they saw our act, they start to pick up as well. So this is just one small little step that we are doing it without any expectation. We just quietly do it until we feel like, okay, those rubbish that are too dangerous for us to pick up, we don't do that, but we pick whatever we can. And it kind of create that ripple effect to allow others to do that as well.
Yeah.
So that's one of the beautiful things that I felt that morning, and just cheer me up the whole day.
Yeah, that's great, Christina. And sometimes we feel also the pressure that if we pick up one rubbish, we might have to pick up 10, or then what about the rest of the 20 in the park, or 30, But it's okay. Just set yourself even one or two. Your little action counts. The point is change maker, make a change and make it. Take that action.
Take that action. And we are talking a lot about taking action physically to make our earth healthy. How about us as human beings?
Okay.
We treat each other well and with good and compassionate. Will this also be considered a change maker for the earth?
Definitely. So if you were walking in the park with emotions that was, maybe you had a bad fight with someone, right? I believe you would have not noticed that rubbish or be inspired to even pick it up.
Oh, that's true.
Right? You'll be in your own world
so overwhelmed and drowned in my own emotions, and I will not look around.
Yeah. And a lot of us living this daily life with all the challenges that has come about, especially in these last few years, we are very much within ourselves, living in our own world of our daily emotions and conflicts. And because of that, we have forgotten the awareness of even seeing something that might need help around us. But surprisingly, if we just stepped out a bit from ourselves and, as you said, picking it up cheered you up and you felt there was a little bit of a change,
Yes.
So that feeling is what will help us a lot. Yeah? So emotions are important, of course, how it ripples out and affects us all. But most importantly is also trying to clear it so that you can have more awareness to take those actions.
So I also wish to ask all our audience, what are the things that you have done personally? It might seem like small little things, but it actually had a huge impact on yourself. And if you don't mind, you can share it on our chat over here so that, we can inspire more people to do so. Yeah. And which I think, last time we always have that in Gotong Royong, that kind of movement, and it kind of bond all of us together without thinking about any races or whoever. It's like a neighborhood event that we do. I think this is something that is lesser and lesser as we grow up. I'm not sure, Abby, you and I think we grew up in the same era. We did experience something like that, but when I asked my nephews and also my nieces, I don't think they understand the concept of Gotong Royong anymore. Is there any comment on this for you personally?
Well, recently there have been a lot of places struck by natural disasters. Even in Malaysia, we have had floods. Right?
Yes, a very severe one.
Yeah, and that moved a lot of us in the nation to help contribute to what we call Gotong Royong, means helping each other. Right? And so spurred by these natural disasters and situation, humans have this outpouring of compassion to want to take that action. Sometimes you're a bit shy, like you don't know how to start helping people or how to start
Or where
helping.
to start.
Yes. And these big events were always a reminder for us that community can even be checking into your neighbor. That's why we had those white flags and being tied outside of the gates, So again, the point I want to make, Christina, is that investing in our planet does not mean you have to plant a tree only or go to a park, but just being a good community member, just living your daily life with calm and ease so that you can have that awareness. Should there be some event or something that needs your help, you can take that action because you are in a clear, calm state of mind.
Wow, interesting. Let me see if there is any other comment before we go further. So speaking on that pointer that you have just shared, how about us, doing our little prayer every day, just in our own room without telling anyone? Do you think, or do you consider, or in your own opinion, that this is also a change maker? And this person is making a change?
Yeah. So inaction does not mean having to physically do things, right? So action can also mean being in a state of beingness where you are at peace. And prayers help that. Prayers, whatever religion or race you come from or culture, right? Maybe we always go back to a habit or a ritual or some activity that can bring us back to that state of calm. Being calm itself has a great impact.
Okay.
Being calm itself allows you again to make better decisions, allows you again to be aware of the situation and be contributing to when the situation needs you. So this is just a side story. There was a kitten that was stuck in a pipe near my house.
Okay.
And I could hear it like meowing for about one night. And then I said a prayer and it sort of really sent some love and light. And I wondered if it was going to make it the next day. Then the next day, I sort of just left it up, to fate, right? To whatever it is, because I really didn't know how I could save it. But after that, the next morning I could hear it meowing. And in that calmness, after the prayer, suddenly firemen just flashed in front of me. And I know in Western society, we would call the firemen and things like that to help save cats and animals. So I thought, I was wondering, could we do it in Malaysia as well? And we can.
Okay, so for all those who might encounter something like this, we can as well.
Yes.
It's not just in the Western countries. Yeah?
Yes. So it's not just in the Western countries. So I called 999, but that flash of inspiration came in my state of calm. I wasn't out there feeling like I was, scattered to save the cat. So that calmness spurred action after that. So and anything that puts you in a positive energy is good. But again, going back to the word change maker, you first have to be inspired to make a change, and then you take that action, whether it is small, consistent, habitual steps that makes you a more calm person, or whether it is going out there and joining an NGO and planting that tree, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, everyone can be a change maker, Christina.
And I believe that the change maker first need to make a change for themselves first. And then the rest will definitely follow. We will be going into something very interesting that I promise everyone as I'm looking at the screen. Our admin at the back is reminding me to do that so that, we don't miss that out. So that's why I'm like turning myself into different screen, different angle. So we have put up a few scenarios for Abby to share with us. Of the steps, how can we be that change maker? So we have two big different scenarios. So scenario one is a lot of people are already in the action of helping Earth, which we know, right? There are a lot of different campaign, different activities, activists as well. They are doing it to bring more awareness. So this is scenario one for group one, okay, Abby? So if there are a lot of people doing it, so why should I do it? Because it does not matter if I am not involved. So for this group of people, with these thoughts, what would be your suggestion or your say on this?
For the ones that feel that
Like,
they don't need to.
I don't need to, because since there are so many people doing it, since Abby is doing it, so I don't need to do that anymore.
So I remember Muhammad Ali made this quote that living on earth, the thing that we pay as rent is our service to it. So if we all share this space, our home, as Master Umesh shared, our home, our planet, we also have a duty within ourselves to pay that rent, which is, you know, someone else is working at it to serve the planet. So we should too. But that's also a personal responsibility. It's up to you if you want to be part of that.
It is also a responsibility to take care, and in terms of how to take care, we can go according to our own pace.
Yes,
right?
That's right.
Instead of having the thought of it doesn't matter. It does matter if everyone just put that one little small step in front every day, right? Okay, we have scenario 2, that maybe a different group that might think my contribution is not significant. So why should I, or what should I do? If people who think their contribution is just so small, you know, it's not significant enough, I'm not making a change, I'm not planting a tree, let's say. You know, so what is your say for this group of people?
Okay, so for this group of people, I would probably relook my intentions, because if we're doing it for ourselves and our own personal development and growth, and you wouldn't really care how significant that action is. Because it brings you joy, as you said, to pick up that rubbish.
Oh yeah, that's true. I wasn't looking for a significant thing.
You were not going to go to the trash heap and suddenly put on boots and dig up, right?
Yeah, no.
Right?
It was just spontaneous. It was really spontaneous, and I just do it. Yeah, so that's true.
There's an innate nature in us humans, Christina, that always at the end of the day want to help improve things. Help when you see something that is in a problematic situation, you want to help it. Again, if you are in a clear state of mind.
Again, that's back to our emotions as well.
Yeah.
All right.
So nothing is too insignificant or small.
All right. So to all those who maybe used to have the same thought like me, my action is not significant at all, why should I? So nothing is not significant at all. If it brings joy to you, why not? Right? We have also scenario 3, to be part of Changemaker, it feels tedious. Right, it's like a lot of work to do, and I don't have time for that. I don't have that capacity to do it. So how about, what is your advice or suggestion for this group?
Well, I mean, in a family unit, there's so many roles. There's the mother, the father, the child. So when you see all these movements of activism, quite a lot of them are by youths.
By what?
You know, youths, young people, or like young adults, or those that are able to go out there. I mean, but I'm sure mothers and fathers are also out there. Don't get me wrong. But when you are caught up in your daily life and just having to put food on the table, you know, having to sustain your monthly salary and income, that itself can make you tired. Right? So after that, you go, what else can I do? You know, how much more? I don't have even energy for myself.
Yes,
let alone how can I go, and like I said, if you're in having relationship, marriage issues, how can I go plant a tree?
That's true.
Or go march on the street.
Yes, that's true.
So this tediousness is because we put in someone else's idea of help as our own version of helping the planet.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So that person's concept of helping our planet, whether it's being marching on the street or planting a tree, is not the only way we are helping our planet. You, by actually stabilizing your family, going to work, contributing to society, is also part of keeping our earth home stable. Remember, as renters staying in this planet?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's responsibilities.
Yeah, you're not causing chaos. But don't forget, you are also nurturing maybe children that can take on that role later. So what's very important is to not get caught up in the practicalities of daily life until you forget the purpose and joy of bigger things.
And I feel that sometimes a smile that a mother put on her face can also impact their children, and the children goes out will also impact others as well, just as simple as a smile, right?
And like lots of our readers also tell us, AB, please write, AB and Farah, please write a new book, because we've been reading the same story every night to my daughter or son. But you see that bonding moment, and they're talking about the trees and
talking about the animals, extinct animals, and it just create awareness to the next generations to have more compassion back to planet Earth. Right?
It's win-win, Christina. So the mother gets to bond with the child, and the child gets to learn and potentially grow up to be a conservationist one day.
Talking about Farah, I think this is Farah saying hi to all of us. Hi, Farah. Nice seeing you. Thank you.
Partner.
And we have Master Umesh contributing to Earth is taking care and contributing to ourselves directly. And yes, that's exactly what we wanted to inform or share or bring awareness to all the audience, that it's not just about that physical action of, planting a tree or traveling less footprint. It's not just about that, but it's also about ourselves as well. So we will go to scenario number 4. Let me just put so before I put up the scenario number 4, I think we have more comments coming in. Every little bit counts. If we can't do radical, for example, adopt a zero waste lifestyle, which I still feel I can't, just start small by doing simple daily stuff. Say no to plastic items, plastic bags, cutlery, etc. When you want to pack food, bring your own container, tumbler, etc. Yes, so this is something that I personally find it tedious in the past to do that. And then when I have more calmness inside myself, I no longer force myself to have that every time. I must be honest. Of course, I do have my tiffin with me and my container with me whenever I go. But there are days I've forgotten to put my tiffin into my car. I will just do that, and I recycle whatever the container is. Especially during the pandemic, we have so much of food take out, right, and take away. So this is something that we can think about as well. We have another comment. We are all, from Master Umesh, we are all Earth. We wear human bodies and consume lots of abundance from Earth. The more we share, love, and maintain Earth, the same comes to us. It does. Whatever we give, it will come back to us as well. So let us go to scenario number 4. I think this is slightly different polarity. We are coming from the activist point of view now. Okay. So scenario number 4 is, I don't like those who are not helping the Earth at all. They are all sleeping and they need a wake up call or a wake up nod. So what would your suggestion or your advice to this group of activists? I would say you yourself is happy activist. You advocate happy activism, right? So what is that your view for this?
Well, I wasn't before, actually, Christina. I was also angry at the situation of the world.
Okay. Wow. All
and it begins with you feeling that you have to bear this responsibility all on your own.
Why only us doing it?
Yes.
I see.
And that breeds resentment inside and judgment of those that are not acting.
So it's kind of like blaming those who are not acting as well, right? Okay.
So blame itself is an energy where it's not productive because you're pushing the conversation to like a ping pong match, It's you, not me, you, not me. And then it actually pushes the topic from the real issue.
That's true.
Right? So resentment comes when we are also over-serving and over-exhausted, that we're not balanced ourselves.
That's true.
So a lot of, I know my activist friends, I've got a few, and some are happy and some are angry.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, it goes back to their own personal experience of how they find duty.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
Responsibility. So when you hold duty and responsibility to help serve and take care, but if you're not appreciated, or if you feel that your actions don't matter or are not causing a ripple effect, you get, again, like I said, resentment, and you start putting out that root anger to somewhere else. You want to shift the blame. But actually, all that always begins from deep inside of them already. It could have been some childhood memory or habit of not being appreciated, even when they're young. But it is amplified by this situation. So the most important thing is to deal with their own personal anger first. Because if you see a lot of the people marching, there's some people
Different
who are
dynamic,
really,
yes.
if you see anything that comes with the march, right,
Mhm.
you will see the super violent ones at the front, and then there are also some who are not, who are
Super
peacefully.
chill and
Yes.
peace, yes.
And it's all about your own personal experience.
Mm.
Those that are really actively aggressive are also bringing their own issues out. It's triggering a lot of their own personal issues.
And for this group of people, we do have a solutions for you. If you feel that at this point of time you are burned out and you have a lot of anger, and sometimes anger leads to sadness as well,
and depression,
and depression in the
state
end.
of inaction.
Yes. So do stay tuned with us, because we will be sharing with you what we can offer to you. Yeah. So we go to scenario number 5 is those group, perhaps like what I said, is already feeling burnout and totally like feeling hopeless right now. All the things that I did, it did not change the world at all. The planet still feels doomed. So how can we bring back that hope to them?
That hope, yeah. Well, there's sometimes one thing I feel that we have forgotten is to have faith. Faith in humans and humanity. That we don't give up. And perhaps as someone ready to take our spot when we need to rest and recharge. And
also trust, I believe.
Yes.
There are times that we only trust ourselves can deliver. We don't trust the other parties can do so too.
Yes, or perhaps you feel that no one else will be able to step up to take this role or this duty or this in a way burden that you're carrying, right? This big responsibility, because they are responsible people. But when you are burnt out, when you are lacking energy, when you yourself can't sustain your own joy and live, you're not living anymore, then you are not really going to be able to cause an effect or impact that's really productive in a way, if I have to say that. So what it is to have faith that you're not alone in this journey, to have faith that even before we were born, the human ecosystem, everything was going already without everything
without us.
Has its natural law.
Yes.
So once we pass on, there's always going to be another generation ready to take up
that
role.
So always have hope and have faith and trust. Yeah, so that's the main key. Let me see over here. We have some comment as well. Everyone should go and try hug trees. Oh yeah, by the way, Body Mind Soul have just shared an article about hugging trees on our social media. It's called The Earth Connection. If you have not read it, you can read it, or by clicking our link tree link, you will be able to direct yourself straight to the Hug Tree article and experience the magic of nature, love, and healing. Nature is part of our life. Thank you, Master, for Umesh, for bringing that up. Remember to be kind and loving to Mother Earth. What we do to Earth, we do to ourselves. It is our one and only home. Let's see. So in the end, balance is really the key. We need to have that awareness, that's for sure. We also need to have that love for the nature, love for ourselves at the same time. So this two love equals together. It becomes a bigger love, right? For everyone around us, for ourselves, and even for our environment as well. So as nature is all about balance, that's true. So for those who want to read the Earth Connections, you can go check it out on our link tree or even on our social media, Facebook as well as Instagram. So let me just pull out one last thing. Just give me a minute. There are too many things for me to read. Okay, so we are going to talk about a short little workshop that Abby and your partner Bhagya will be conducting under the umbrella of the Golden Space. One of the initiatives that we really want to also share more about the happy activism as well, right? And can I have that slides out, please? All right, so go feature that. Okay, so go feature it. Gaia Changemakers, it's happening on the 23rd of April, and it's all about it's 4 to 6 p.m. On Malaysia time and Singapore time. You can click on the link over here on our comment as well as on the screen to book a seat. And what do we really have? What is this workshop all about? Abby, could you share a little bit with us?
Sure. So Bhagya and I, we are co-facilitators of this workshop called Gaia Changemakers. Bhagya, before he joined the Golden Space, he has experience working in NGOs with environmental backgrounds. And I myself, having written books with my partner Farah on endangered animals, we felt that we wanted to create a workshop together, Bhagya and I, to celebrate Earth Day.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. 22nd is the Earth Day.
Yep, and our workshop's the day after.
All right.
23rd of April. So this workshop is called Gaia Changemakers. And the reason is we want to be able to introduce how you can find out that deeper purpose within yourself that would inspire you to take that action to help the earth and heal yourself at the same time.
So this is suitable for either group that we have just shared just now.
Either group. So if you don't know where to start, just come and join us and start learning to find your why first, your deep why. And if you have started on this journey and feel tired or burnt out, come back and reconnect with yourself and try to find back that inspiration so that you can move forwards from now on in a more sustainable, positive energy.
Okay. So for all of you who think that this might be something that you're looking for, it's time to grab your seats. And I believe there's one more point is the give and take that we have, that those who actually purchase the ticket and sit in this 2 hours workshop, which can heal and at the same time inspire yourself to move that another step further. You are not just healing yourself and inspired to take action, but you are already taken action. So do you want to spell out the good news to all those who can't wait to buy the tickets?
Yeah, we're very excited because this workshop, part proceeds will be going to our environmental non-profit partner, which is One Tree Planted. They are an international organization that plants trees all across the world. So the proceeds from this workshop, your participation, will plant at least 10 trees for a location in Asia, in our rainforest in Asia.
So the beauty of sitting at home, at the same time, maybe perhaps you are the group who falls into no time to do anything, just by healing yourself through this workshop. There is an NGO planting 10 trees in one of the forests in Asia, which I believe the Golden Space will let us know after the workshop. Yeah. So which area of the forest that we will be planting. So do take note that, it's not just about having some information or knowledge on skills or healing journey that you had, but you are also doing a actual physical action as well that we have been trying to share with everyone. If you can't do this, you can also look into your emotions. And the best part of this workshop is to combine both, looking into our emotions at the same time, partnering with One Tree Plant. Was it One Tree Planted? Yeah, One Tree Planted to plant 10 trees at this together. So let us just, before we end, right, I would like to recap everything that we have shared together with our audience over here. So what kind of steps that we kind of like discuss, the steps that we can take to lead a life of a purpose, or to lead a life to be that change maker. Definitely the first one is you yourself is willing to make that change. And of course, start small. Do what makes you happy or sparks your joy, which Abby has actually shared. There are quite a few ways of doing that, and take small actions like planting in your own garden, or buying that small pot of flowers and just take care of it, like even though this is not really going to be planted, but so sometimes having things like that makes me joyful, to have that bouquet in front of me while I'm going live as well, things like that, right? Abby?
Bring an eco bag, these are all little changes, but I think the point I want to make across, Christina, is our little actions will drive a movement of change that will shift the industries as well on how they provide us consumer choices.
Yes.
So just remember, every little thing you do will make an impact. It'll change. It'll shift the trend.
Thinking about it, right? Last time, in our environment, right, when we do take away, or tapao, in Malaysian terms, tapao, abang, like that. It was always that plastic bags and things like that. But now we do have eco containers, because there is a demand in the market, then they will be able to produce, right?
Yes.
So these things are small little things, small little steps that have somehow shifted the entire food industry as well. So this is a very good example. At the same time, we have number 3, sharing with others. Do you want to add on a little bit about this, sharing with others?
So share with others news, information, tips on your lifestyle. Again, create that community voice that will impact that change.
That's good. That's good. So what would be your last takeaway to all our audience today when it comes to invest in our planet, be the change maker?
Okay, so I was listening to my favorite author, Paulo Coelho. He wrote The Alchemist, and he was just talking about, like, him and Oprah were having conversation, and they're already amazing, great personalities, right? But the deep desire that still drives them to take action is use your power to improve the state of our world. That's very simple. So if you can use your power, whatever it is, whether being kind to your family or anything, just improve the state of our world, and we're already investing in that better planet.
And you don't have to be a celebrity to use your power, because every one of us living on earth, we do have our own power to influence our own tribe, our own group of friends, our family members, and that will do as well. Yeah, so for all of us out here, remember to always to look at this. I want to share with you again, Gaia Changemakers workshop is happening on the 23rd April, 4 to 6 p.m. and it is an online workshop. You will go through it via Zoom, so anywhere of the world you can join us. Of course, once again, each ticket will be planting 10 trees together with 1 tree planted in a forest in Asia. So let me see if there is any other comment. If not, I believe it's time for us to say goodbye to everyone. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you, Abby, to come all the way and have this physical conversation. I'm so not used to it. I have to be honest. In the very beginning, I'm like, oh my God, there's so many things I have to read. There's so many things. I have to look into the camera. I have to look at my admin is telling me, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. And sometimes their comments and their instructions are too long. I am having a physical.
You're doing a great job.
Over here, So it's fun to have my sister with me for the very first time of a physical conversation. And we look forward to invite more people to join us physically. It's quite fun to do this. And we hope, you have a great weekend. And we look forward to see you on the 23rd of April, 4 to 6 p.m. KL, Singapore time. So with that, I'll say thank you, Abby.
Thank you, Christina.
And thank you to all our audience. And if you love this conversation, if you feel that this conversation will inspire any of your friends, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook, you can click the share button and just share it out on your WhatsApp, your Instagram, your Telegram, whatever platform that you're looking forward to share. Yeah, so our content on Body Mind Soul is always available on our platform, so that we never delete any of our content, because we believe in impacting life positively and we look forward to impact more. So goodbye, everyone. Have a great weekend. And I think it's a wrap for us. Bye-bye.